Greetings, gamers! I've been working on a new game called Incoming. Incoming is a 3D VR missile defense game. Protect your cities with a wide assortment of defenses against waves of warheads, bombers, zeppelins, and epic bosses. Wishlist today on Steam. Link is in the description. Greetings, spacefarers, and welcome to another episode of Starfield. I'm Cobalt Thorium.
You hear about Hurst? That's crazy. Folks really like that guy.
And in this episode, we're going to continue on our Terrormorph quest. We're going to try to get into the archives and meet with the cabinet and all that business. But before we do that, I want to see if these people's opinion of us has changed in this bar. This is the Red Devil's bar. It's called Sixth Circle.
Was that Percival walking through there with you? Oh, glad to see he's still kicking.
Alright, what do you guys say?
I'm just gonna wait until that drug's in production. Then I'm telling everyone Percival and I saved Mars. And you, of course.
Well, thank you so much for including me.
You should give that recipe a whirl. Percival's research tends to be pretty sound, and probably less than a 10% chance you go blind.
I don't know if our chem making is going to be good enough to actually make it, but
might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
What else you get to say?
Not a lot of folks would have stuck their necks out for a stranger like that. Was that Percival walking through there with you?
So that's that.
Glad to see he's still kicking.
Let's see what... You probably don't have anything to say. Your name is just Patron.
Howdy. Excuse me.
Okay.
Best watered down drinks on the planet. Cambridge said they might be getting the deep mines up and running again. Seriously? Percival's always seemed like such a good guy. Hard to believe he did so much damage during the war. I'm not getting my hopes up about this new equipment upgrade until I see the stuff. But it sounds promising.
Alright, so that's from a previous mission.
Yes?
Okay, her name's just Patron, so we'll go to Lou.
If you told me Hurst would ever give up that seat willingly, I'd say you were crazy. Something must have happened. Something big.
What can you tell me about the Red Devils?
Becoming a devil? It was a point of pride on Mars for a lot of years. Parents on New Atlantis, they'd want their kids to become a Class 1 bureaucrat or something. Here, we got bedtime stories about the demons from the mines. Martian fiends, honed finer than any knife edge, tougher than any blast shield. When the UC needed results, they sent us. So, when the Devils were disbanded, when all that went away, you can understand how hard it was for folks here.
Alright, well, why is this called the Sixth Circle? Well, it obviously has to do with the Sixth Circle of Hell and them being devils.
It's from the Inferno, Dante. Sixth Circle of Hell was where all the fallen angels set up shop when heaven tossed them out. Upon the gates I spied more than 1,000, who of old from heaven were hurled. That's all right. None of these drunks got it either. But second home to the devils seemed about as good a moniker as I was going to find for my bar.
Well, I knew about it. Let's see what he's got for sale.
Take a look.
Probably nothing interesting, but maybe he's got some very special stuff. I think we've checked this before. Yeah. Oh, pick me up. Here's the new drug that we created. A trade authority licensed chem enhancing sustained muscular action, such as lifting and carrying, created from aqueous hematite. All right. That's a pretty big capacity increase. That's pretty nice, actually. Kind of expensive. I mean, that might even be good to have one of those on hand. It's not that massive either. What is our mass looking like? Our mass is all right. I think at this point we're jacked enough that's probably not a problem. Let's get rid of some of this crap. Trauma packs, we don't need them, right? He's got a ton of money. Whiteout, I don't think we really use this. Let's just start at the top. Adachrone. If we have to have it, we might as well keep one. We don't really use amp. Might as well just get rid of everything. That's pretty good. Keep one of those. Oop, he's out of money. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. Back to the surface with us.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprising. They sneak.
Alright, so here's the plan. We get back to the ship. We stash our Varun heretic writings in our secret stashy bay. Our shielded cargo holds, I mean. And I have to remember to actually take it out before we land at the lodge. We can just transport to the ship at this point. Ship. Where's... oh, there it is. Come on.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment.
Getting up, doing a quick save. That's not it. What is this? Oh. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna move Misk. Heretic writings. We're gonna go... I think we should also store our resources. Actually, we shouldn't have stored the resources, should we? Oh well. What's the frontier inventory? Oh, we've got plenty of mass, so I think we're all right. I'm gonna quickly save here. Just so that if we get caught with the heretic writings, we'll not be in too much trouble. And then I'm not even gonna do the takeoff animation, we're gonna go straight there. But because we gotta get scanned, we can't go straight to the lodge.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Alright, cool. One thing I want to check here is how is this? Okay, so the survey is complete of Jemison. Alright, cool. Oh, here we go. I almost forgot. Alright, we gotta take them back out. Transfer. Misk. Right. There we go. Now let's just land at the lodge. Stash this awesome contraband of ours. And then from there, it's pretty easy to get back to Mast. Like, Mast is like right there. I'm hoping that some of these Vanguard missions will take us to places that we have other missions laid out.
I may not quite enjoy New Atlantis, but this... this is much better.
Actually, you know what? If we're gonna be rocking this Aeon, Actually, does that have a suppressor? I was going to say if we're going to rock the Aeon, we should probably add a suppressor, but it looks like it does have one. Alright. We've got some other crap in here we should get rid of. You know what? We could probably just teleport right to Mast. Make use of the fast travel system. I suppose it's one way in which this game does not waste our time. But as grindy as it is, it does waste our time quite a bit.
Over here.
Hey there. What do you want? What?
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone.
What?
Of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Yeah, here's the question I had. You're a clone of a man? How does that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing.
Okay.
Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
That's kind of stupid and like really bad writing. You probably should have had some kind of like, maybe I just haven't been observant enough, but it's like that's a little too much stuff. You're trying too hard to make this character interesting. It's like, not only is she like the clone of like some famous UC general, but she's also like leading up this the Xeno warfare tech group with the Red Devils, and
you doing okay?
They got disbanded. And it's like there's too much going on here. Yeah, it's too much. And if they were gonna like lay something that kind of huge on us, like they probably should have hinted at it beforehand. There was, well, like I said, maybe I was just not very observant, but I don't know. I think I am pretty observant, so I should have picked up on something. And the fact that I didn't means that there probably isn't anything there. So this is the first time we've heard of this. I mean, we haven't even heard anything about cloning in this game, really.
Nerves kicking in?
No. I'm talking about how you're a badly written character. Well, maybe not her writing, but she's just a bad character. She's a bad character design. Are there others from your program still out there? Other clones?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
Ve Victus must have been an impressive commander for the UC to want to clone him. Or that doesn't sound like they succeeded in securing that legacy. Or I'm more interested in what this has to do with addressing the cabinet. Oh, did he do something with Xeno warfare? Like, is that why he was discredited or something? Yeah, let's go with the top one. I'm interested in what this has to do with the cabinet.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, that's their problem, not yours. Or I'm sure I can... not sure I can blame them. This family of yours doesn't sound like they were paragons of virtue. So you're using me to distract them. Great. Wow, and I thought my family was messed up. Or, what did your father do to merit being executed?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the colony war to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
Okay, so... I like how accusatory this one is. So you're using me to distract them. Great. So... I don't see any reason why we should really trust her. She's lied to us before. Well, she's kept information from us before. Lies of omission. Not sure I can blame them. So it's going to be one of these two. I think we should accuse her. So now you're using me to distract them. Great.
It's not like that. You need to be here. You're the only other eyewitness. What you say up there matters. I just wanted to make sure you knew all the hurdles we're about to face. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast.
You're not
Or
kidding.
if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like maybe she's the one who brought the not xenomorph, Terrormorph to Tau Ceti. I mean, she's the only survivor. She's got this very dubious past. She's lied to us. I mean, she's the clone of a war criminal. Like, why would we trust her? In fact, I can think of plenty of reasons not to trust her. She seems really dubious. I don't know. I feel like the writing is...
How long's the cabinet gonna keep us waiting?
I feel like the writing is bad enough that they would never do something that bold to make it so that we help a war criminal, like the clone of a war criminal, continue her reign of terror. See, that would be great writing. That would be great writing, and they're not gonna do that. All right, let's go with the questions first. So honestly, what are the risks of us accessing this data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we
I don't
succeed.
believe you.
The Terrormorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous.
That's not true at all.
Which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Two things. One, you're not a trustworthy person. I don't know if your word that this data is not dangerous, it is classified after all. It's thrown in the archives. I don't know if we can trust your word. And two, we already know that they tried to make Terrormorphs into xenoweapons. It was one of the very first missions in the game, was going to a pirate site that was where they were trying to get Terrormorphs to become xenoweapons. Anyway, any suggestions on what I should say to the cabinet?
Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terrormorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions.
I don't trust you at all. This seems like a really bad idea. Are you willing to tell me any more about your father?
I mean, we never spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being Fleet Admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of guardians instead. Until his defeat during the Colony War, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy. Perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me, too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life.
All right. Your eyes, the red is a result of the cloning process. We already know that this is it's an aesthetic choice by the Red Devils to identify each other.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
All right. I guess we're going to do this, even though I think it's a terrible idea. I would... I mean, really, the best thing to do would be to turn this character in. She's definitely suspicious. All right. I don't have any questions.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
I feel like we should turn her in.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Maybe that'll be an option.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Sure.
Stay safe.
Let's go. Man, this is going to be another just conversation episode. Where's the action? Ah, finally get to use this area that we most recently
welcome.
discovered.
You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Just following orders, or thanks don't keep my ship fueled, man. Or Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency. We'll go with that.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without the data. Or we need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terrormorph apocalypse. Or I'm just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's the one with the grand plans. Or remind me what's kept in these archives. Questions first.
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terrormorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
I don't know if I want my name attached to this. I think I might want to just pass the buck. I don't want to be responsible for this. I'm just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's the one with the grand plans.
Duly noted, Captain.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I agree.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
You had a lot of hit points. It wiped out a colony that never saw coming. That's pretty alarming. Or I only do what I was told. The tissue matched the ones from Londinian. Or no, ma'am, nothing special to report. I kind of want to do that bottom one. I mean,
Listen, compose your thoughts. You let us know when you're ready.
All right, let's talk about Londinian.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
Hey, it's what I was told.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
No. If there's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request. Yes, if the fear is being weaponized... Wait, if the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terrormorph program failed, the data is not dangerous. Personally, I would wait. We don't have enough information yet. Or, Madam President, if it were me, I wouldn't grant the request. The archives are sealed for a reason.
Are we sure we have enough information to make such a definitive statement?
Wait, you don't mean...
I couldn't agree more, Captain. There's too much at stake for us to act hastily.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat.
Hopefully
so
this
then,
won't ruin everything.
While the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Oh, that's convenient.
Terrormorphs.
You brought
More
them, didn't
attacks.
you?
Just as predicted.
Good God.
Oh no.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be
did
plenty
this?
of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got.
You're a tool.
You
I'm
too.
not a tool.
We can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, let's move. I'll be right behind you.
I think she did it. At least that would be good
The
writing.
commanding officer should be able to get you up to speed. You've got your orders, Captain. The city needs you. Now go. Help our people.
I hope you're ready to get what you asked for. For the attack to happen so quickly, something doesn't add up here.
Yes.
There'll be plenty of time to talk later. Right now, you're needed elsewhere.
I'll speak to your commanding officer personally. Once this is done, you can do this, Captain. Local Marine barracks should already be moving to support security. You can do this, Captain.
Now go. Help our people. You've got your orders, Captain. The city
I
needs
can
you.
only imagine what the Freestar Collective will think when they hear about this. I simply cannot believe it. It seems you two were right to be concerned.
No, she did it to change her mind.
Captain, we're counting on you. I can only imagine what the Freestar Collective will think when they hear about this.
I hope you're ready to get what you asked for. For the attack to happen so quickly, something doesn't add up here.
Building's on lockdown. They said you're free to come and go. Nothing's getting to the cabinet. How the hell do Terrormorphs get into the city like that undetected?
She brought them.
Terrormorphs. Holy hell. Whole building's on lockdown.
Should hurry down there. My people could use the support. You see security has their orders. Hold the line. Officer in charge is Sergeant Yumi. He'll get you what you need. Officer in charge is Sergeant Yumi. He'll get you what you need.
All right.
We're needed down at the spaceport.
Yeah, so why don't you just take a load off? Why don't you just sit
Delays could mean lives here, Captain.
there? Yeah, come on.
Undercutting me in front of the whole cabinet? Thanks for that.
Well,
We've got our orders. Let's move.
maybe you shouldn't be a liar. Alright, that is the roof access, I believe. Whoa, look at these guys. Come on. Alright, what would be a good weapon against Terrormorphs? Probably the shotgun, right?
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
What's going on?
Stop! We're trying to help you! Now hit him with everything you've got.
Is this like supposed to... EM rifle. Hit what with that? These guys?
Can't stop!
Come.
Go!
Meet your death.
Please!
Another one down.
I make this look easy.
What do we do? We take him out or...
Never stood a chance.
I don't understand what's going on here.
And once again, we are triumphant.
Lights out on them.
Whoa. Do a barrel roll. Alright, I'm kind of confused. Wait, so we talk to you?
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
And the Terrormorphs
I don't
under
know.
your influence.
They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
So does this mean I need to worry about you turning on me? Are you suggesting Terrormorphs can control someone's mind? If someone comes at me, I'm putting them down, or sounds like we need to hustle. Are you suggesting the Terrormorphs can control someone's mind?
I'm not suggesting. It's documented behavior. The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the Terrormorph.
Does it mean I need to worry about you turning on me?
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terrormorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna believe you. If someone comes at me, I'm putting them down.
Well, you better keep that EM weapon loaded then. Now let's move.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Alright, I guess we should be assigning EM weapon to number 1. We're not going to be using the knife. Let's go. Something with a little bit more punch. Let's keep the EM weapon on hotkeys just in case.
My God, no time to waste, Captain! Boots in the dirt!
What's going on?
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up! Don't just stand there! Good!
Why are you not doing any damage? Are we hallucinating?
Where are
Whoa, cool. That was fun. Let's take it off.
Wait, officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, we've one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
not a very particularly capable weapon, so there. Oops, I didn't mean to take that. Let's just drop it. Before I forget that we have it. Drop. See if there are any more casualties to loot. Okay, talk to some of these guys.
You see the size of that thing? You the experts? Well, all right.
Nice.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
The Marines? Are you sure you're not going to turn on us out there?
We're not afraid. But we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts.
I think that they're likely to just be casualties. I think we're a bit over-leveled for this, so I think, like, that Terrormorph did barely any damage to me. So I think we'll handle this.
Your call. We're on the line.
Cool.
I'm never going to skip an arms practice again as long as I live.
Ugh. Rumors don't do these ugly bugs justice.
There's another casualty over there. Let's see what this guy's got to say, or guy.
Still more out there. Be careless. This was not on the application.
The spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
There's a couple of them.
Quiet. Did you hear them?
I want to do, I want to grab, let's see, Commodore, zombie. So much ammo for this thing. I don't know if they'll be useful enough. Terrormorphs have a lot of health. Come on, climb up. Climb up, you stupid game. Jeez, come on. Alright. So we got some shipping containers here. It's possible that it came in one.
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see how quickly it can die.
You cannot beat me.
This is pretty easy.
up already.
There it is! Open fire! Fire, damn it!
Pretty boring.
Nothing's
Not a
gonna save
threat.
you. Nothing's gonna save you.
This gun is so, like, no damage at all. It's so terrible. You know what? I'm just gonna start
You've
destroying those.
lost! You're never gonna win! They always win!
That's 6.8. That's so weak.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
The rest of the city is safe, thanks to us. You deserve whatever accolades you have coming.
Well, somebody transported these things here in these shipping containers. I guess we should probably just sell the zombie. It's not very good. I'm not even gonna take that stuff. Let's, did I, loot the other one? I forgot. Where even is it? There it is. Okay. Hypercallus and hallucinogen. That makes sense. Alright, so let's get out of here. We'll talk to these folks here.
The shaking, that stops eventually, right? Not sure we could have done this without you. Tore security at Marines up like they were paper. Not the last one. Thank God. Never want to go through that again. It got so damn many.
Wow, he's got a lot of stuff to
Not the last one. Thank God. It got so damn many.
Not sure we could have done this without you.
Tore security and Marines up like they were paper. Thing deserved all that and worse. Send in the cleanup crew. Work's done. Not too banged up, Captain? Seems that went about as well as it could have. Send in the cleanup crew. Work's done. Thing deserved all that and worse.
Not too banged up, Captain? Seems that went
Alright,
about as
I
well
think
as it
that
could
we
have.
got through all the different conversation options.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Just remember who saved your tails. Or all in a day's work, Sergeant. I hate that. Or you all had the line, you're the heroes, not us. Ugh, that's so bad, too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Just remember who saved your tails.
No way I'll ever be able to forget. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Alright. Well, there's been a lot of conversation here. We got a little bit of combat in, but I think that pretty much wraps up the episode. So thank you.
The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Yeah, I want to check these locations, so I'm going to wrap it up here, and we'll visit these folks immediately. So, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe share, maybe subscribe. New episodes every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, US and Canada. I'm Cobalt Thorium, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.